Director. A warm welcome to our Honorable Director, Professor Dr. Satish Ubale, our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Sanjay Sridhar Lakde, distinguished faculty members, and dear students of Matrix. Matrix is committed to enhancing the management competencies of MBA graduates by imparting contemporary knowledge and emphasizing the latest developments in the field of management. In alignment with this vision, our director, Professor Dr. Satish Ubale, has launched the 4-Dimension lecture series, a unique initiative that brings distinguished experts from academic and industry to share their insights, thereby enriching students' learning and employability. Today, we are privileged to host our guest of honor, Dr. Sanjay Sridhar Lakde, a highly distinguished academician, innovator, and administrator with an impressive 39 years of professional experience, including 35 years in teaching and 4 years in industry. He currently serves as the director and CEO of the Rajeshri Shahu College of Engineering, Innovation and Incubation Foundation, Pune. Dr. Lakde holds a PhD in production engineering, a ME in design engineering, and a BE in mechanical engineering. Throughout his career, Dr. Lakde has contributed greatly to academics and innovations through roles such as TPO, HOD, Dean R&D, and CEO of the Incubation Center. His key areas of interest including innovation, IPR, TQM, manufacturing system, and agro equipment solutions. He has trained more than 10,000 students in innovations, served as a lean MSME consultant for QCI, and represented India in countries like Israel, Japan, South Korea, and the USA for various training programs. Dr. Lakde has received several prestigious awards, including the Startup Excellence Award 2024 and the Pimpri Chinchwad Paryavaran Mitra Puraskar 2023. He holds 5 patents, including 2 granted ones, and is recognized as an innovation ambassador by MOE and AICTE. Dr. Lakde is an active member of multiple professional organizations and has successfully guided several PhD scholars under Savitribai Phule Pune University. His remarkable contribution to engineering, education, innovation, and research make him a highly respected figure in the academic and innovation ecosystem. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Matrix School of Management Studies.
Thank you.
I requested all students to have kindly turn on their cameras as we will be capturing a group photograph. Thank you, Mohit sir. And once again, a heartfelt welcome to Dr. Sanjay Sridhar Lakde. Over to you, sir, for the session.
Thank you. I will share the screen.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So good morning all. I would like to thank the founder secretary of Matrix Education Foundation, Dr. Mrs. Shilpa Kulkarni Madam, and the director of Matrix Management Education Foundation, Professor Dr. Satish Ubale sir, and for the kind introduction, Dr. Giri sir, and my dear students, friends. You must be worried ki why this particular topic is given to us. We are all management students and would like to do something different, and you are telling us to look at the nature. But the nature is the greatest guru in our world. Now, what we can learn from nature, and that too, innovations inspired by nature, that we are going to see today. So, before I start, I have a question to all of you. You just raise the hand if you are in that particular category. I would like to know how many of you are having uh, engineering degree and you are going for your MBA, so that I can. Yes. In the chat box, you have to put that if you are an engineer and doing your MBA, just raise the hand so that I can see that how many students are having an engineering degree, so that accordingly I will talk. Otherwise, I will be talking about something engineering and you will feel ki, yes, sir, okay, Rutuja, yes. So I could see that very few students are having that kind of degree, but most of you, you must be having a degree in commerce or maybe in science, and you're doing your masters in management. Now, another question is that how many would like to go for your own enterprises? That means you want to start your own business, because if you want to start your own business, you need innovation, you need your own product, you need something different that is needed for our society. So, this biomimicry is the practice of developing a sustainable human technologies inspired by nature. I will say that you have to keep your eyes open and look at the nature. Whatever things that you look at the nature, maybe every day you look at maybe the sun, the moon, water, plants, birds, air, every element of nature has something to do with our maybe life. And we'll be discussing all these possibilities, that how these nature can help us in innovating something different. So this biomimicry is also known as, maybe called as biomimetics, bionics, known as bionical creative engineering, creativity engineering, biomechatronics. Now, those students, those who are having mechanical degree or electronics degree can come together that applications in the field of robot design, pneumatic muscle, design of artificial limb is basically from looking at the nature, biomimicry. All of you must have seen the JCB machine. It's a earth moving equipment. It is a mimic of human hand. You can see it is a mimic of human hand. And this is something that was derived, and now maybe nowadays, in our days, maybe 30 years back, we used to take maybe years together to make a road. Nowadays, because of the JCB and earth moving equipments and different equipments, it has become easy, and digging has become very easy. Now, this particular talk, a tech talk on biomimicry, will help the engineering and management students to create products, processes, and strategies. Now, for you, you can think of strategies because you are all management students. How we can work on these strategies, that we'll see. New ways of living that are well adapted to the life on Earth to find sustainable solutions by emulating nature's time-tested patterns and strategies. Now we'll be having different examples of this particular biomimicry so that you can uh, keep these in mind, and you can also look at the nature to find out some of the innovations which are hidden in the nature. Now, the new ways to look at the nature as the major model and mentor for engineering and design and business is that the concepts of innovation, imitations, mechanisms found in nature, studying organizational principles from the social behavior of organisms, forms of design, business strategy, and human resources. Now you have maybe some of the courses related to human resources, some of the courses related to business strategy. You have some of the courses related to uh, different parts of management. So we'll be looking some of them like that. So this is a concept related thing. Water repellent properties. Now, if you have seen the lotus leaf has a nanoscopic structure. And if the water falls onto that lotus leaf, it rolls, that it forms the sphere and rolls, taking away the dust from that particular leaf. So this property of this particular leaf has been taken in by a particular company called as Lotus and Pens, and they have created pens which can be applied to maybe uh, ships, maybe those elements which are always in the water, so that the cleaning will happen automatically. It has a self-cleaning property. Similarly, you must have seen there are advertisements on television showing that your house is painted with a particular paint and it will not attract dust. Or if it attracts, you just spill water on it and the dust will be removed. So this is something which is an innovation looking at the lotus leaf. This second innovation that you can find is you must have studied Da Vinci in your school days. Leonardo da Vinci studied nature, birds, animals, human anatomy, and he discovered most of the wonderful things. He was a great painter. Now, if you look at the figures that are shown over here, he is the first person to develop a flying machine. That means when he used to look at the nature, that means birds, he used to say that if a bird can fly, why not I? And he has developed this mechanism wherein you can see those who are from engineering side, the sketching is the language of engineers. And Da Vinci has hundreds of pages for a single innovation. He used to sketch all these things, and then after the sketch, he used to develop the prototype. Once the prototype is ready, he used to test that prototype, and then you used to manufacture that particular product to the true scale. So this is something which happened way back in 1452. So nowadays everybody is thinking about some new product development, startups, innovations. So you have an opportunity to look at nature to find out some of the things which can be used very effectively. Last month I was in US. I had been to Purdue University, and this is a fall period. The leaves of all the big trees that fall onto the floor. I was talking to one of the professor in Purdue University. I said that why not to use these leaves? There are means maybe tons of leaves of different color, basically yellow, red, green, gray, all these colors. Then you can have a composite material out of it and can be used for, maybe they have a prototyping lab. They used to work on different prototypes in wood, because wood is very common in US. So the idea was liked by them, and they started working on it. So this is something that you have to look at nature, whatever is available in the nature, how we can effectively use and create something for our society. Water. This again is a concept related thing. Water is available in three forms, that is in gaseous form, in solid form, and liquid form. Every form has different applications. Now, if you look at steam, steam is used for steam engines. Water in the liquid form is used for water jet machining, cutting of maybe steel of around 25 mm thickness, which nobody thought. The water has this much of capacity to cut the steel of 25 mm thickness. So you have to look at the potential of the elements of nature so as to look at this nature in a very different manner, so as to use them for developing some product, maybe a very small product that can be useful for the society. Another innovation nowadays, Pesto is working on that. All of you must have seen jellyfish. Now, the innovation is named as jellyfish innovation. Why jellyfish innovation? Because jellyfish has no heart, no blood, no bones, but still survives. It is the nature's way of challenging the conventional wisdom. Many products can be done without the things that have been taken granted. So you have to think that how we can create different products without something. Now the example is Apple iMac without CD-ROM. Now the CDs have become extinct. Nobody is now using CDs. In few days, everything will be on cloud, and there is no need of storage devices. Paper without wood. Nowadays, people are manufacturing paper in different categories. They are not using the maybe bamboo or wood for creating the paper, but they are creating the paper from maybe bagasse or the waste in the nature. Fuel without fossil fuel. Maybe after 40 years, you will not find coal on this earth. Maybe you will not find petrol and diesel on this earth, because they will get extinct. So you have to think about how I can generate something without something. That means if I don't have petrol, I'm going to run my vehicles. So people have now coming up with hydrogen fuel, electric vehicles, solar vehicles. So there can be possibilities that you have to think differently to create something which can be known as jellyfish innovation. Driverless cars. Now, a car without a driver is navigating in the countries like US, Europe, and all these Saudi countries. So, because they have discipline. In India, it will be maybe a great task to run a driverless car because there is no discipline of driving in our country. So there can be hundreds of examples that you can think of. Nowadays, you must have seen that we are not using key for the vehicle. That means the ignition is done by a button. Key is just kept into the vehicle. It is not no use for ignition. So this is a keyless, maybe ignition to a car. Or you must have seen that there can be a lock without a key. Nowadays, people are using biometric locks because your thumb impressions are unique. If you have 5 people in your house, all the 5 people thumb impressions are registered onto the lock, and the lock will open only by the thumb impression of the 5 people. So this is possible. Now you have to think, looking at nature, that how we can create jellyfish innovations. Something without a cycle, without a chain, a refrigerator without maybe the compressor. Nowadays, all these things are being tested. The people are working on it and doing a lot of innovations in these particular areas. Imitating mechanism found in nature is a whale, the biggest creature into the sea. Now, if you look at the fins of it, they are a typical shape, and the same shape is used for fans, and the efficiency of the fan to dispense the air has increased to by 32%. Just by the blades of the fans are changed by this particular shape, which are imitating from the whales. So this is something that people are working, people are doing the things, and people are imitating the things and developing the mechanisms, which nowadays you can find such kind of fans on airports or big areas wherein the air dispensed is to a great extent with less power. Another great example is Velcro. All of you are using Velcro. You must have seen that this particular Velcro is used for maybe a fastening purpose. Maybe your shoes has Velcro. Maybe your backpack has Velcro. Maybe any fastening device which uses this Velcro. Now, how it is discovered? It's a story that a Swedish engineer went for a trek in 1941 along with his dog, Labrador. After coming from the trek, he discovered that there are certain things sticking to the hairs of the dog. You must have also experienced that when you go for a trek, something sticks to your maybe pants or socks, which is a soft material, and then Nobody looks at it, just remove. Nowadays, what we do, we just remove it and throw it. But this fellow, being an engineer, he has taken these burdocks, observed under the microscope, and found that these are having hard tentacles and has a capacity to stick to any soft material. And based on this, he developed Velcro. He filed a patent of this Velcro, a US patent, in October 1952. And after 20 years of the expiry of this patent, because patent has a tenure of 20 years, after expiry, people have minted crores of rupees from this particular patent. So it is one of the best known and most commercially successful instance of biomimicry. Now, this fellow, if he has not seen at the nature, that is, in Marathi we call this as a langa. This particular element is already there in the farms. When you go for a trek or when you go for a farm, it sticks to your pant or to the socks and then you just remove it. So this kind of looking at nature and then imitating these elements of nature to be converted into some product is what is expected from all of you. So you have to look at nature in different ways. Like this Swedish engineer Marshall used to uh, look at the nature in a different manner. That means he observed this particular burdock under the microscope, could study it, and then he found that this is something that can be useful for any fastening device. So if you want to stick a temporary thing, fastening can be either a permanent thing or it can be a temporary thing. If you fasten certain things by welding, it becomes a permanent joint. But if you fasten the same thing by Velcro, it becomes a temporary joint and then you can maybe remove as and when required. So it is one of the great innovations that has happened because of biomimicry. So look at the nature and find out that how you can use the elements of nature for doing something. Now you must have seen certain elements which are there in the nature, like the coconut tree. The coconut shell has a great calorific value. Now this coconut shell is used for artistic purpose. If you have seen certain exhibitions which are there in Pune at various places, you will find that this coconut shell has been used for maybe a decorative purpose, can be used as a pot, can be used as a cup. So the waste which usually thrown or can be burned as a fuel, it has a good calorific value, so it can be burned also and can, because I have used coconut shell in the biomass gasifier, wherein we have created energy from these and is used as a green energy. You must have seen the examples of bamboo. Bamboo has a strength equivalent to steel. Bengaluru airport, most of the things are in bamboo. They have replaced steel by bamboo. They have structures in bamboo. So even bamboo can be used for decorative elements. It can be used as a structural element. It can be used as maybe for building the houses. And it can be used for flutes. That is music, playing the music. So see, a single element of nature has so many applications. There is a national bamboo mission by government of India and is supporting all the people, those who are manufacturing bamboo and creating articles from bamboo. In Konkan, National Bamboo Mission has supported 5 crore rupees to the society, and they are creating a lot of articles, furniture from bamboo. So bamboo being an element of nature has great ideas. You know that bamboo is used for pickle. A soft bamboo is converted into pickle and is eaten by uh, uh, as a having a very protein, high rich content. So bamboo can be acting as a food. Bamboo can be acting as a structural element. Bamboo can be acting for converting into paper. Bamboo can be used for playing maybe music. So many elements. So you have to look at nature and find out that how we can use it for a different purpose. There is one more example. Now, if you look at the sharks or these big fishes which are there in the sea and they manure in the sea for years together, so you will find that most of these fish are the skins of this fish are something different. They have again a nanoscopic structure which has a maybe property that it will not adhere bacteria. Now this is needed in when doctor or a surgeon is doing an operation, he needs everything sterilized because while doing the operation, if any bacteria goes into the body of a patient, that he can, again, it's a serious thing. So these structures are made onto the maybe the operation tables, the medical devices, wherein there is no need of sterilization because the element has a nanoscopic structure and has a property which is preventing the adherence of bacteria. So it can be used in food processing industry so that there will not be any bacteria contamination while preparing the food. The next part of biomimicry is studying organizational principles from social behavior of organisms. Now, if you look at ant, in the natural world, ants initially wander randomly upon finding food and return to their colony. Nobody knows that this ant, smallest element on this earth, lays a chemical called as pheromone. And then if you have closely look at the ants, you will find that they follow each other. That means they follow a path. Now, how that path is created? That path is the path which is having the highest density of pheromone, which is secreted by the body of the ant, which sticks to the soil, and when maximum ants follow that, the density of that path increases and everybody follows that path and reach to their destination where they are storing their food for hibernation. So this is something which is looked carefully, and nowadays an algorithm has been developed which is called as ant colony optimization algorithm. Probabilistic technique for solving computational problems that will reduce finding the good path through the graphs. So, because if the ant can go to the destination, they don't have GPS or something like that, they reach the destination where they are storing the food in a very, very systematic manner. Similarly, if you look at flamingos, flamingos travel thousands of kilometers and come to Big One. Big One, a place near to Pune on Sholapur Highway. They come over here to eat the algae. They have a great maybe traveling experience without GPS, reaching to specific locations in India, maybe at Chilka Sarovar in Orissa, they come, maybe some part of Mumbai they come, and Big One, and there are some other parts also. They reach to that destination in a very specific days. They stay over there. Usually they come in the summer season. They are there for 2 to 3 months and then go back again to their own destination. How these birds travel to such a great distance and come to the exact destination where they are getting the required food and other elements. This is a miracle, and this particular thing is something which is an organizational behavior of organisms. Similar to ants, there is a bee colony optimization, honeybee. If you look at honeybee, honeybee moves in a circular path and maybe can travel maybe kilometers together to collect the honey and come back to the honeycomb, which again is a structure created by honeybees without micrometers or any measuring device. They have created a very fine hexagonal structure from the wax, again secreted from the body of honeybee. So there is no measuring tape or there is no micrometer or vernier to measure the exactness of element of that hexagon. So all the sides of hexagon are exact. Now how these small animals, the creatures, are doing this? Now people are looking at these things and developing certain algorithms. This is a bee colony optimization, ant colony optimization, particle swarm methods. These are all methods developed looking at the organisms living in the nature. Now if you look at the physical forms related things, physical forms, you will find this is a shell. This shell is imitated into a centrifugal pump, a volute-shaped centrifugal pump. The casing of the pump is manufactured in this particular shape. This particular goose again is a creature which can comfortably swim in water and fly in air. So looking at this goose, people have created a aircraft which can jet ski or also act as a plane. So there can be, now you have to look at the nature, you have to look at the elements of the nature and try to think differently to create something new for our society. Platelet technology. If you must have seen that Hindustan Petroleum or all these petroleum companies, they have pipelines from Mumbai to Pune, and the petrol, the LPG, the diesel goes from these pipelines. If there is a crack in this pipeline, it gets healed automatically. Just like if you have a wound on your hand, the cells in your body can heal that wound. Maybe 200 years back, 300 years back, there was no such medicine that was used for, maybe they used to have some herbal plants as an antiseptic, and they used to have turmeric or some of the antiseptic plants, and they used to put on the wound, and the body cells used to heal the wound. It's a self-healing property. Nowadays, materials are developed to heal the cracks in the pipeline. So if there is a crack in the pipeline, and if it is an LPG pipeline, and if it leaks, it may create accident. So this self-healing properties of this uh, platelet technology, can be called as a platelet technology, can be possibly used in different applications. So you have to think in this manner that nowadays there is, if your house, the building, the walls in the building have cracks, there are self-healing concretes nowadays available in the market. So if there is a crack is developed because of maybe thermal expansion or something like that, you will find that the crack gets healed automatically, filled, because there are certain bacteria which are there into the concrete, and these bacteria grow to heal that particular crack. So there are self-healing concretes nowadays available in the market. Shinkansen, the first bullet train developed by Japan. The train shape was developed looking at the beak of kingfisher. There is a body in Japan called as Japanese Union of Scientists and Engineers. Japanese government thrown a statement to these Japanese engineers saying that people residing near these trains, small villages, made a complaint to government saying that you stop running these trains because they are creating huge pollution when they pass through the tunnel. Now, this particular problem was taken by these Japanese engineers because the previous shape of this bullet train was a flat shape, and when it was going through the tunnel, it was creating a huge noise, and that was disturbing the people residing nearby. So this aerodynamic shape is developed looking at the kingfisher beak. Now this kingfisher flies in air. The prey of this kingfisher is in water. So when it goes to the water, it sprays a beam of air from the mouth, that is the beak, goes inside the water, catches the fish, and comes out of the water without splashing much of the water. So looking at the kingfisher beak, they have modeled the shape of this kingfisher. So this is again a great example used as a biomimicry example. strategy related things. Now these will be helpful for you. This is the grizzly bear. I'm going to show you a short film which is going to be a very, very important thing, that if you are starting your business, you have to think about the strategic location for your business. You must have seen that the Xerox center, that is photocopying centers, are near either colleges or maybe hospitals or maybe courts, wherein people used to have a photocopy. So they will get a business directly because the location is very strategic. Now, if you look at this particular video, is the video visible, Giri sir?
No, sir.
Ah. Now see, this grizzly bear has taken a strategic position, and the fish comes to its mouth. He is just opening the mouth and catch hold of the fish. If something goes, he is not bothered because there are thousands of fish which are moving against the flow, and this fellow just opens his mouth and catches the fish. So he has taken a very strategic location for his food. Now see, if this particular creature, the grizzly bear, knows that if he wants to catch the fish, goes to a particular location, stands into that flowing water, and just opens his mouth and catches the fish, which is the food for him. So this is something which is looked as an element that any business has to have a strategic location. There are businesses which are failed because they are not started at a specific strategic location. So this is something that you have to think about. How I can start a business at a particular strategic location. HR related things. Now, if you look at the spirit of penguins, now this penguin has a body which is not stable. The CG of this penguin is something different. It falls, and the height and the weight and the small legs. Apart from that, it stays into maybe very odd situation. Very, very, very odd. Minus maybe 40 degrees, minus 50 degrees. But they face the worst condition and win, and they will never give up. We find that all these penguins, they stay very close to each other, so their body heat gets transferred, and they stay in a group. Nowadays, people are working in maybe groups. You will find that there are interdisciplinary groups. So if you go to any IT industry, there is a group of people working on a particular project. So they are having different capabilities, and they work together to create maybe something for that particular project, and that is going to help them. Another example of great teamwork is the sardines. The small fish, they just drive away the big fish like sharks and seals. That small businesses can learn to survive amidst the big OEM company. So this is something that all these MSMEs can come together, and nowadays Government of India has a strategy that some part of the order has to be given to the MSMEs so that they can survive. But again, MSME is contributing to a great extent to the GDP of India. They are doing the maximum export. So MSMEs, the small businesses, have very great potential. And these small fish, they grow, they remain together, create the shape of a big fish, and drive away the sharks. And they are so agile that the sharks and the big fishes, they are just maybe feel that there is something big is coming because they are always in a group. So teamwork is very important. So try to form your teams. I'm suggesting to Giri sir and the faculty and the director that you have to start working on quality circles. Quality circle again is a group activity originated by Dr. Karaoka Ishikawa from Japan, a great management guru. Ishikawa formed this particular quality circle. He has also derived the Ishikawa diagram. This is a cause and effect diagram or a fishbone diagram, which is used for finding out the causes for a particular problem. So appeal to you to form the quality circle because in India, Quality Circle Forum of India is an entity which is headquarters at Secunderabad, and Pune has its office in Bhosri. I am one of the council members over there, and we are propagating nowadays to form quality circles in schools and colleges. So try to form this quality circle so that your students can work in a group. It's called as a circle. Maybe 6 students in a group. Identify the problem. So there is a culture developed into the institute to work in a group, just like your projects, because in your projects you have maybe 4 students and you work on that project to deliver certain outcomes. And the last part of this particular presentation is you have to think differently. Yesterday I was at Symbiosis, Dr. Giri was also there. Chairman AICT has said that he has said 5%. I am saying 10%. So earmark 10% of your total revenue budget for innovation. So he has said 5% on R&D. I am saying that 10% of the total budget of the college should be spent on innovation. Ensure that 10% of your people work in devoted to innovation projects that are considered radical, that can disrupt certain things. Like something which is very helpful for India, you have to think and create those things. Dedicate 10% of leadership time in mentoring innovation. So I used to mentor students for developing their products, for developing their prototypes, for developing their maybe designs, for identifying the problems. Arrange for at least 30% of the people in your company or institution to go for innovation training. Nowadays, innovation ambassador training is available for all the students free of cost from Government of India. Ministry of Education, Ministry of Education Innovation Council. And your college has Institute Innovation Council, and you can think of getting this training free of cost. Will otherwise cost you around maybe 10,000 to 20,000 rupees, will be available free of cost. Define measurable targets, for example, ideas submitted, ideas evaluated, new products in pipeline, new products developed. That is going to help the institutions to showcase the things to NAC, NBA, and NIRF for ranking purpose. So you have to think differently. All the students, I am appealing to all the students to create your circles, work in a group, brainstorm on certain things, find out the problems, list down the problems, looking at the nature. There are problems of maybe traffic congestion, there are problems of different problems. You have to keep your eyes open. Accidents on the roads, the road condition, the air quality, the water quality, pollution, all such problems. You have to think, create something which is going to help our nation. So thank you. I can take some of the questions. If you have certain questions, you can ask. And you can note down my number. If you have anything, any idea in your mind, maybe you can call me, you will interact, and I'm ready to help each one of you having some ideas and want to do something for our country under the Vikasit Bharat Abhiyan to become self-reliant. Any questions? Giri sir?
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the wonderful session on biomimicry. Dear sir, on behalf of Matrix School of Management Studies, we extend our sincere gratitude for your insightful and inspiring session on biomimicry, innovation inspired by nature. Your presentation was truly enriching and offered our student a fresh perspective on how nature can be a powerful source of innovation solutions. The real world example, clarity of concepts, and your engaging delivery made the session both informative and inspiring. Thank you once again for sharing your time, expertise, and wisdom with us. We look forward to the opportunity of hosting you again in the future, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Students, please fill the feedback form.
Thank you, sir. I will leave this.
Yes, sir. Without filling feedback form, no one let the leave the meeting.